Welcome to Inner Racing by Motorsport Mind. This is the audio version of my popular monthly free video series on mental skills in motorsport. I'm your host Greg, and I'm here to share with you practical insights and strategies to help you enhance your mental racing performance both on and off the track. So get ready as we dive deep and explore the mindset behind successful racing, and as we look at practical ways that you can sharpen your racing mental skills performance and gain a competitive edge when you go racing. Let's get started. Hi everybody, and this week I just want to kind of quickly look at the topic of habits. What are habits? How do we form them? How do we make new ones? How do we define them? What is a habit? So let's have a look at habits. So what is a habit? A habit is something that you do repetitively and unconsciously. So it's thought that habits, so this kind of repetitive, unconscious, pre-programmed behaviour that we give no thought to at all, that we repeat every day, makes up for about 45% of what we actually do every day is a habit. So what is a habit? So if we think about things that we do, if we think of anchoring, so when we anchor something, it's a stimulus response. It's what we call classical conditioning. And a habit is kind of the same as that. There is a cue, I then perform a routine, and there is a reward or a result at the end of it. So a habit goes through this cue, routine, reward process. Much in the same as when we do anchoring, there's a stimulus or a trigger, we have a response, and then there's an outcome to that result. So our brain actually encourages us to make habits because it uses less energy. If it can take something that doesn't require a lot of processing and shift it across to the unconscious as a program, it saves a lot of energy because your brain consumes about a quarter of your calories that you consume every day. We've got habits everywhere, and sleep and teeth brushing and face washing and showering and things that we give no thought to are habits. Diets are habits, what you eat when you eat it. Your routines are habits. Habits are everywhere. And then think of the other habits that you have in your life as well. So, when we get the ping of the notification, we pick up the phone, we scroll, we do. So if we apply the same cue, routine, reward, so cue, ping, routine, I pick up my phone, I unlock it, I look at the thing, and the reward, I get a big hit of dopamine for doing that. So habits are these sort of programmed in behaviours, and we've got them for absolutely everything. In many ways, we're kind of like the rat in the laboratory, that we push the pedal, we get the treat. It's an unconscious thing, we just respond to it all the time. So how long does it take to form, say, a new habit? Well, habits are kind of strange things because they kind of don't get deleted. They sit in the background and we just replace our habits. And if we drop off a new habit, we usually revert to the old habit. So how long does it take to form a new habit? So it used to be thought that it was 21 days. And this was up until fairly recently. It was like, if you do something for 21 days, you begin to form a habit. There was a meta-study done fairly recently, when they looked at habits. And they discovered that actually it depends on the person and it depends on the habit that you're trying to form. And it can be anywhere from 18 days to 254 days, depending on the habit, the thing that you're actually trying to do. But the average to form a new habit was actually 66 days. So just about 2 months, 3 times what it was previously thought. So to get into a true habit, so not just something that you get into the running through the motions of, to get into a true habit where it goes straight to the unconscious, not even thinking about it, it's just something I do. We've got to do something consistently for about 2 months. So how do we form new habits? And the key to forming a new habit is to start small. There's a school of thought that says 1%. Whatever it is you want to do, start at 1% of it, because it's much easier to do something small than it is to do something big. So getting into the habit of doing small things towards your habit is a much easier thing to do. Costs you less time, less effort, less emotion, less investment, and it's unnoticeable. And you can gradually build up a new habit just doing 1% more, 1% more. So how does this sort of transfer to what we're talking about? So if we're thinking about habits, while we might think that being able to do 2 or 3 minutes of breathing is ideal twice a day, for a lot of people that's unrealistic. So you might start off with, okay, I'm going to consciously sit down and do 30 seconds of breathing, or 20 seconds of breathing, or 10 seconds. And then you just build it up gradually over time. So what habits have you got when you're at the track? What habits do you have with your preparation, your routine? We talk about routine and preparation before sessions, your pre-performance routine. What habits have you got there? What habits don't you have there? What habits have you got when you're staying at the track, when you go to a race weekend? What habits have you got when you communicate with people in the team? What habits have they got? Can you see their habits? And just think about your habits and any habits that you might want to change, and any habits that you might want to improve, and any habits you want to start building upon. And when we want to start building a new habit, think 1%. If I can do 1% of it, and then after a week move to 2%, or after a week move to 5% or 10%, whatever is easiest for you. But it's easy to build a new habit. We just have to be realistic about the amount of effort and attention it's going to take, because habits are hard. So one of the best quotes I've ever heard about habits is, we create habits, but our habits create us. And it's so true. We start off doing something, it works for us, we get a kick out of it, there's a cue, a routine, a reward, we're enriched by it, it works for the organism, so we keep it and we reapply it. But then that makes us, our habits, we become our habits. So think about your own habits, good, bad, and other. Things that are productive, things that are maybe unproductive, things that are working for you, things that are not working for you. What habits would you like to change? What habits would you like to improve? Give some thought to your habits. Any thoughts, any questions, of course, let me know, and I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.
And that wraps up another episode of Inner Racing by Motorsport Mind. I hope you found this month's topic valuable in your journey towards peak performance in your racing. To stay updated with the latest content, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter, download the app, and subscribe to the blog. Just visit motorsportmind.com or follow the links.